have symptom maybe sometime having a correlation with other disorder also.
Of course.
Because all those symptoms may be observed in any other disorder. So directly it is not.
It's hard to say it's directly correlated, but
and we cannot say that yes, they are signifying that yes, there may be some pathological changes are there due to some toxicant. But to say that it is only due to arsenic, it is not a rational one. But yes, we have to think about that yes, both acute or chronic exposure of high level of arsenic may result into all those things, and it can show these kind of symptoms. If a person who is having a deprived of nutrition or its nutritional status is low, so on that time he may be on higher risk. But we have to observe, we have to see that what kind of environment surrounding us, for example, surrounding us is that, and how many people are taking having a similar kind of that disorder. For example, I am residing near the Hindon River, right? Or in the NCR region, in a particular region. So if I can see most of the person in my society are suffering from or showing those kind of symptoms, then we can correlate that yes, something is, some common factor is there. And common factor may be our dietary supplements or dietary things, water or food. So we should have an eagle eye that yes, we have to check the food contents, we have to check the water contaminants, so that we can come to a conclusion. One part.
Right.
If we talk about the severity of the disorders, it may depending upon your own immunity, it may depending upon your own habits, other habits. For example, it is producing cardiovascular effect. It is giving me a vasculoendothelial dysfunction. For example, it is
thickening your
injury in
veins.
My blood vessel, right? But if I am doing daily exercise, I am taking care of my blood flow, all those habits, and I am taking other food like selenium, because yes, I would. This is a good thing that I can recall those selenium points. See, most of the arsenic toxicity is observed where the selenium level is low, because it antagonizes the arsenic effect.
It fights it and it reduces it.
And there is an advancement in agriculture also. They are cultivating the garlics or other crops in selenium rich environment.
Could you name some selenium rich environments that are based in India?
Yeah, they are producing that artificial environment. They are increasing the level of selenium in their soil and all those things, so that it can antagonize the effect of arsenic or any other things also. So you will be surprised to know, yes, they are marketing as selenium rich garlics. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So this is the means, if I am taking that kind of diets or like that, but maybe scientifically we have to see the long-term effect of those selenium, because everything, as I told you, paracetamol is antipyretic, but at higher dose it is producing the hepatotoxicity, and same is applicable on the selenium or other enriched diets.
Right.
So everything in excess can produce the toxicity. Then again, I will say yes, it is the importance of toxicology studies.
Exactly. So everything you consume and you live in
should be at optimum level.
Entire system has to do with toxicology, has to do with toxicity, because it is the only way you can confine these chemicals which are good for us and the chemicals which are poisonous for us. That's amazing.
I'll say that yes, optimum level of each and everything is
important,
required. So because there is a saying, excess of everything is bad.
Right.
So again, I would like to add one more thing, like the extent of these injuries like cardiotoxicity or cancer, it may vary with the age, sex, arsenic dose, or individual susceptibility, because there are so many factors.
Right.
The extent of these injuries like cardiotoxicity or cancer, it may vary with the age, sex, arsenic dose, or individual susceptibility, because there are so many factors.
Right. Sir, one more thing that I would like to point out in the same topic that we're talking about. Since there is an active acute arsenic poisoning going on, for people who are aware of these things, people who are not aware of these things, what can they do to minimize that impact if they're not aware of those agricultural practices, those artificial environment agriculture based practices? They might not have that money, they might not have right resources or enough deep pockets to support that. How can a person then, I'm talking about people who are below poverty line, people who are, हम अन्नदाता बोलते हैं उनको अपने देश के, farmers, because at the end of the day, that is a big sector that is getting affected of it. Our economy is based and is a backbone from agriculture, right? How can we protect that pillar of our society? Because they don't have the enough resources. They're barely surviving. We're already seeing what's happening in the country. So what do you think what tools can they use to avoid some toxicology based poisoning that we're talking about?
See, in line with your words, like we call them as a andata, and see, nowadays industrialization is there.
Right.
Everybody is looking at a easy money.
Right.
As a farmer, if you will convince me that you should produce a high quality product, but the quantity of that product will be less, right? I'm taking a simple example,
of course,
just to make it clear for each and everyone, that for your viewers, right? I am adopting a malpractice. I am opting a shortcuts,
right?
And I'm not a scientific, having a scientific background, because I'm a farmer, a layman person who is not having the background of science, who is even not knowing what is arsenic, what is cadmium, what is copper, what is lead, what is all those things. What I know, I need high producibility, high earning. From my 1 acre land, I should produce 2 quintals of vegetables.
Right.
For that, whatever I am opting, I am convinced with that.
It is better for me.
It's okay for me, right? But anyhow, we have, now this level, we cannot do anything at this level, at the level of farmers.
Right.
Now the involvement of government is required. Who can convince them, if you are producing a high quality product and your product will fall in these standards, we will provide you this much of amount. If you are meeting with our criteria, we will pay you more. Now this language can be understood by a farmer.
Right.
So we have to set some standards, we have to set some rewards for those, so that now, if for example, now you are a farmer, I am a farmer. You have opted that yes, I will sell 1 quintal vegetables, and I have opted that I will sell only 50 kg, not 1 quintal.
Right.
Half. But the reward I am getting is more than you. So next day you will also come to my strategy.
I think
one part.
I think what you're trying to point out is that we have to show them ways to think of long term instead of just short term thinking.
Yes.
It's not just about profits. It's about a longer, healthier cycle.
I'm coming to that point also. So one way is that because I am a farmer, I am doing this business for my earning, right? One. So I may be convinced with these standards or these rewards. Now, second point, I can quote or I can make some awareness program, or like government should do the awareness program over there, that first of all, you are eating these vegetables because
I'm the end consumer.
First end user is you. Other end users are also there.
Right.
So again, it is making a burden on your health, on your family, right? And how you will show, or how you can convince your God that you are not selling the poison. Means, so that's another part. So that's a part of awareness or motivational factor. So government must ensure the steps should be taken by the government for the rewards, for the awareness, or all those things.
For the people who are already doing that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And second thing, because it's a matter of our health and it's a very serious concern. So all those things must be included in the science, in the subjects of primary education. What are the toxicants? How they are affecting us? By means of, we are not giving them higher level books, just showing them some short movies, short, like we can say, some episodes like
educational.
Yeah, education. Yeah, it's a visual education must be there.
Right.
So
that's another whole entertainment industry can then focus on as a culmination of things.
For example, my son has seen a video and that is showing that yes, his father has been died due to this level. So he will be more worried,
more aware,
and and he will having a more concern in his family. So he will discuss with their parents, Papa, मैंने आज ये देखा, ये excess expire हुए. So he will give a thought to the he will give a thought to their parents, right? And one day, Papa, it will happen to me also in long term. So that will create a change. If we need a long-term change, we have to start with the very basic things.
Yeah, I just want to point out, we are not trying to inflict fear here to tell you guys what should be done. We are just telling you the gravity of the situation. This is what's happening at the moment. And you have to take action, guys. It needs to be done, and it needs to be done now. So Dr. Mandeep here is only telling us what the situation is. And we are talking about how how we can approach it in different manners, because we are already the victims of this situation that's going on. What we are trying to is not minimize our effects that it's having on us and save the future generation. Having said that, I'm going to resume this conversation with Dr. Mandeep here. Sir.
So just to conclude that how we can prevent all those things and how we can educate them. So obviously there must be some awareness program, some basic education to the children, some other rewards, so that each and every person can contribute in this one. Because right now, if we are talking about the good things and the best practices, yes, it seems that yes, I am convinced, but end of the day, what I'll do, I'll again come back to my own job.
Right.
So we have to think of that how
find ways in our own. Yeah. Right. We have to be able to locate areas in our own jobs, in our own homes, in our own environments, in our own families, where you can minimize these effects. Because it's at a very basic level where you think things don't matter. It could be just a wrapper, which is of plastic, and you throw it on the road, or you don't throw it in the dustbin. Just imagine you're doing it, and that's happening on a scale of a crore people. So that's 1 crore wrappers in a day, and that's been happening for the past 100 years or 150 years or 50 years. Where is that going? Plastic doesn't decompose easy, and you cannot possibly use all the plastic as a renewable process. We have to think about these things, and this is just an example. There are many other things that we are doing along with it, and you know it well enough, guys. So please take account of your actions. Thank you, sir. Another thing that I just want to shine light upon is, since we talked about water resources which are used for irrigation purposes and other purposes in industrial area, they are all being decomposed. But what about drinking water? How can we make sure that the water that we are consuming is pollutant free? We all have ROs in our house, water filters in our house, but scientific community has talked a lot about having alkaline water systems in houses, which I get at the moment. It's not affordable for everybody, but we have to have a way of doing those things. And I know entrepreneurial sector is big in that sector, to focus in just to bring products for an end consumer, so that they can adjust the pH level of the water and you can have pure water. So, sir, at a ground level, what can we do?
Right. As I am saying that we have two water pollutants. One is microbial, another one is chemical. Right. So microbial means bacteria, viruses, or parasites.
Right.
And if we talk about the chemical, they are the arsenic, lead, nitrate, other disinfectant byproducts we normally call as DBPs, right? Or other toxic metals which are coming from the other sources into the water system.
Right.
First of all, to ensure it is free from the microbial contamination. So we have to ensure that whatever the water supply is coming to the society, they must do some testing for that one. And it is not a matter of that, for example, I have a big tank and I am taking a random sample from that tank and I am saying it is microbial free. But what about the drainage system from the system it is coming to my house is not having the microbial contamination? So what is the approach to ensure that it is microbial free? We have to take the random sample from the houses, one part. And even we have to see the retention time or preservation time of water in my bottle. For example, I have kept a bottle for 2 days or 1.5 day or 1 day, who is going to ensure that yes, I'm giving him an optimum temperature, optimum environment for the bacteria
not just in
to grow
sunlight
over
or
there.
something. Yeah.
Yes. So one part is that yes, random sampling should be there, so that even that we are putting some expiry date on some drugs or other eatable items like foods.
Right.
Accordingly, the society, municipal corporation who is supplying the water to your local community, they must ensure that one, yes, you can preserve under these conditions for this much of time. One part
comes back to regulation.
Right. Another part is like heavy metals, because microbial contamination may occur at any stage, but these metallic, or like we can say the chemical contamination, it must be ensured at the point from where it is having the supply. So these two things are there, and periodic checkup or like periodic things or review of all those things or regular testing, these are enough for those.
Right.
And secondly, sometimes we have the myths that yes, this container is best, this container is best. But yes, again, everyone is knowing about all those things because we are using traditionally copper or like that, silver. So it's a time that yes, this silver coated things or copper like things, they are having a good impact on the water quality. They can improve. So we must come to our ancient time, yes, that copper glasses or like, yes. And it's nowadays businessmen are like, many industries are promoting that one also.
Right.
So these small things are there that can be
taken into account,
implemented, or means it should be in the practice to have. I am not saying that it is an optimum level of optimum approaches or best approaches, but yes, to some extent we can prevent that toxicity.
Right. I agree, sir. That is a very nice way that you brought up about treating metal with metal, and that way, just like up there in regular life, there is a stronger person and there is a weak person. I'm automatically sochna that a stronger person can overcome this weak person, and the same theory goes for metals. The stronger metals will be able to acquire the toxicity of these metals, and that is why it is best that we come back to our ancestral ways of using copper, using silver for these infected, or you might not even know these water bodies are infected. In that way, you can use that, and it can have a better effect on your body. You might treat your body with better water, because water is life, What you drink is what you get. What you get is what you bring to the table. You work better, आपकी sex drive अच्छी है, आपकी production of the day is good, your eating habits are better, you sleep better. Most of the people have sleeping disorders these days. So all of these things have to be taken into account, because all of this is causing a genetic change at the end of the day. We are changing as a species, and not for good. This is not a good change. And the more spoken about this issue is less at the moment. We have to be able to put a dialogue at the table which has the power to make these changes, be it regulations, be it water body plans, be it awareness, guys. We need that. We need it. Sir, moving forward, how important do you think is aquatic life for these water bodies to maintain a healthy eco body? What measures can be taken, because there are so many fishermen out there who basically they survive on that. It's their daily living. How can they make sure that some efforts are being taken? Because at the end of the day, from what I hear, what knowledge you've shared with us, the government is going to do their part, but it's not like only their part is going to solve this problem. We have to be able to deal with this micro problem at a very micro level, which starts in the house with every person. It's as basic as what are you cooking, how are you cooking, what kind of water are you using, what kind of food it is, having a proper knowledge of those contents. And this might be a whole another topic that we can talk about in the coming future. Food and how it affects our body and the sources that it's coming to. But talking about aquatic life, I just want to know for the viewers who might not be aware, like I am not as much aware of it, how does it balance the water body? I just want you to share with us, how does aquatic life contribute to the balance of that water eco body?
Right. Okay, I'm not I'll not say that I am an expert of this field, but yes, because like nature has given us a very balanced system. We have a very balanced ecological system, right? For example, like I can recall that in early classes or school time, we used to see that how vegetarians are affecting the ecological system, or how non-vegetarian are also affecting the ecological system.
Right.
So there was a system that yes, loin is eating the your beers, or we can say the best
the
food
basic
is here.
Life cycle that goes on. Yes.
So this is a life cycle, yes. Okay. But each and every living organism has its own role or contribution in maintenance of this system. Now, most of the pollutants, they are becoming a danger for the
disruption in that cycle.
Fishes. Yeah, in that cycle. Right. And I will say that air pollution or water pollution, these are the two major reasons which are disturbing this ecological system. You can see, you have taken a very good example of plastic water bottles that are coming into the sea, or they are creating the water pollution. So on that time, if we look at the data, most of the species, like different species or different strain of these fishes, they have been eradicated from the system.
Yeah.
So if we are eradicating all those things, if we are ignoring all those things, definitely whole system will be disturbed. Yeah. If we look at the science, because they are engulfing all those bacteria or other things, right, and producing a good thing for us. But if those organisms will not be over there, so what could be the scenario? So
another side, just I would stop you there for 1 second. Another side to that, since we are talking about disrupting this cycle with extreme fishing or taking extreme fishes out of the water, there is another side to it which is being explored, which is artificial meat these days. As better it might sound, okay, you are not killing a natural animal, it's an artificial meat, does that also have an effect on the chemical level, the carbon it produces? Because at the end of the day, it is meat.
Okay, I'll come to your question, but through some other way, right?
Okay.
You must be aware with the business of poultry farms.
Right.
They are producing the chickens.
Mm-hmm.
But the malpractice is going on over there. They are administering the antibiotics, especially fluoroquinolones like ciprofloxacin or other drugs, to their chickens, just to have a weight gain. So what is happening? In a short period of time, they are having 1 kg weight or 1.5 kg weight artificially. Now I am taking that chicken, I am eating that chicken, I am also taking the traces of that antibiotic. In long term, what will happen? What will the effect?
Extreme obesity.
Be having the resistance for that antibiotics.
Yeah.
So now you can see the business. Whenever an antibiotic comes into the market, it comes with a higher price. Reason? Because development charges are involved in that one, drug discovery and development.
Yeah.
But now resistance is there, it is of no use. They are bringing their rates to a lower level. But it is not a matter of the prices or like that. But yes, what is the need to develop a new antibiotic now? Because resistance is there. So how we are developing that resistance? By some malpractices, by disturbing the normal ecological system. Why we are not giving a stress on the normal physiology that yes, a chicken will be having a 2 kg weight in the 3rd month, for example.
Right.
But as a businessman, I need it in the 1st month.
Again, there needs to be.
Again, yes, it is correlated with the awareness programs. It is again to bring in the notice of normal public, yes, whether you are taking a right thing or not. Until unless we will not take our responsibility, nobody is going to take your responsibility.
Right.
So watching these kind of programs, it gives us a clue that yes, I have to think about that whatever I am eating or I have purchased for my food as a food, it's having impact. I may search on all those things on the internet or like that. Because now you can say, what about the poor people who are not having the access to internet? I'm not thinking so. Even in the developing country, everybody has the free access nowadays. And there are so many advertisements are going on. Like, for example, if I talk about the COVID scenario, like this 3rd wave is going on. So many advertisements are there. Keep social distancing, wear masks, sanitize your hands, all those things. So these programs produce some impact. So again, we have to aware our public about all those things and all those small things. Yes, we should not disturb our normal ecological system so that we can prevent the aquatic life or any other life. So all those things are we can say in a circle.
Right. It's at the end of the day, it's about that circle of life and how we are disrupting that, and how that disruption is causing massive changes, which if not taken actions for are going to be irreversible. And if they get irreversible, we're talking about a massive change on this planet. The only extinction that we are aware of, animals, dinosaurs, but it took major change. But it wasn't in their hands. It was exterior. But this is totally man-made thing. This is what we did. We can fix it. We have to fix it, and I'm sure we will, with these conversations, with such awareness. Mandeep sir, this is definitely one of the most serious conversations I've had on this show, and I would love for you to come in again and give us some more knowledge on other things. And thank you for sharing such great knowledge.
Sure, it's my pleasure. And if few words of mine may change the lives of people or of your viewers, I'll be the happiest person to do all those activities in future also. Because anyhow, somewhere we have to contribute to our society.
Right. We have to
where
rise
there's a
up. We have to rise up.
we are living in a profession. Yeah, we are following our professional life. It is one part. It is true that we have to perform that duty in our professional life. But anyhow, somewhere we are social. We have to be very social because we are living in a society, and I cannot say this COVID has teach us. If I am protecting you, it means that indirectly I am protecting myself.
That's right. That's right.
Our moral duty that yes, we have to contribute for all those things.
That's right, sir. I can't agree more with you on that. And thank you for being on the show, and we'll see you soon, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Like I said, guys, this one was going to be a heavy episode, emotionally. Let us know if you like having these conversations. You can tell us by hitting that subscribe button. We are also available now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I like bringing you conversations that have an impact on us, on our lives. This is something that is changing us on a very micro level. So spread the word. See you the other side.